First of all, Mr. Minton, can you tell us how is your client feeling? How is Mr. Representative Flores feeling?
He's really very good. You know, this investigation's been going on and off for several years, and he's certainly behaving like a man and is behaving himself. I'm giving him a lot of instructions on what not to do, and he's following those.
You said earlier there are certain things we cannot ask you, so can you tell us, if I just put an overall question to you, what can you tell us about this case? What are you at liberty to tell us?
This is apparently the culmination of several years of investigation of possible criminal conduct on the part of Kino. During all those years, they have turned up nothing that amounted to anything so far as I know. And very candidly, I think that this indictment, the substance of it reflects that they've not been able to find anything.
During the session, there were comments from yourself and Representative Flores that this was very much politics, speaker politics, that it was a political vendetta against the representative rather than anything of any substance. Would you stand by that?
I have never found any evidence that this district attorney's office prosecutes people out of their political alliance or because of their individual politics, and I adhere to the same feeling here. I think that they are investigating and trying to find. There's so many rumors about various members of the legislature that they have investigated. I've never represented in 50 years. I've never seen anybody investigated as long as he has been represented, close to some 5 years, something like that. And what they have come up with is some alleged violations of election laws concerning contributions and things like that. And I've looked at every one of them, and there's really not any substance to any of them.
The allegations, such as are in the document, in your wide experience as an attorney dealing with legislative issues and political figures, has something like this come across your desk before? Is this simply a case of there are lots of legislators out there that do not file their reports in a timely manner?
There's no question about that. I can tell you that the most common problem that people like Ed Shack have with members of the legislature is to get them to fill out in total all sources of income, all property that they own. I have represented over the years, I would say 30, 40, 50 different people that had left things off and would have somebody looking into it. I have never before had a district attorney's office come up with an indictment based on those kind of omissions.
Late on Friday, which is an interesting time in the media cycle, Lieutenant Governor David Dewhurst sent the word out that he had completed some campaign reports and filed them late with the Texas Ethics Commission regarding his investments. If you know of that particular case, is that similar to what Representative Flores has done, basically filed reports late?
Similar, but certainly not identical. We represent Governor Dewhurst, and what we were doing was expanding on reports that he had already made to make it. He has a large trust, and he does not know what's in that trust. And the question is how much should he find out and report on his financial statement to the government, those things that he really has no knowledge of unless he asks the trustees to look into it. And that's a very different matter than what he did with it. And he amended it to the satisfaction of the county attorney's office. There really wasn't any real dispute between Governor Dewhurst and the county attorney's office.
So not really similar to
No,
Representative Flores?
Not the same things at all.
To the layman, to perhaps Representative Flores' constituents, when they read these allegations and the dollar amounts involved totaling over $800,000 over the course of a number of years, people might think that's a lot of money and a lot of income not to have filed. Can you, as his attorney, tell us why were they not simply filed at an earlier time? Was it how come there were these missteps or mishaps in just not filing a number of them at an earlier time?
Well, first of all, I believe that the allegation that he should have put down who paid him money and how much money is just dead wrong. There's not any requirement of something like that. In most of the places where he he did file answers on these. He put down managerial consultant. He's in business for himself, and that's all he has to say. He does not have to say anything anymore, not who paid him money nor how much they paid him. And that's just a difference in what they think the law is and what we think the law is. But I'm fairly confident, and I don't rely on my own understanding of the law. I get real lawyers to tell me what the law is, and that's what I'm doing here.
Are you able to tell us what sort of defense you will mount when this gets to court?
Step-by-step analysis of each one of the alleged omissions and showing the jury exactly what the law requires and what he did and that he complied with it.
What message would you give to the voters of District 36?
That they have one hell of a good representative.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I'll answer questions. I'm not much in making speeches to reporters. I learned that lesson 50 years ago.